I almost didn't do this one because I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find it on the archive. I couldn't find it in my personal archive. And then I found it, more or less. Oh shit. This one was a request from a YouTube user by the name of George Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's safe to say, like a lot of the other videos that I rediscover and talk about on this channel, it's very safe to say that I was not intellectually prepared to make this video. And even more, I was not intellectually prepared to defend this video against criticisms that were levied against it. The video here is one of those criticism videos. I could not find an archived version of this video. I do not have it saved anywhere, but Mr. George said that, hey, over here, look, I got a copy. It's just, the only thing is this person wrote some commentary over the video, but it's essentially the video, and this channel is BRM Car. I'll put a link in the description. But this video, to me, is another one of those monumental videos that I talk about because I had no fucking clue what I was talking about. And I allowed this video to stay on my channel for years before I went back, saw it, took in the things that I had learned over the years that the video had existed, and watched some of the videos people made, like Libertarian Socialist Rants, who made a wonderful 2-part video just against this video. Got 2 long parts just on this shitty video alone, 11 minutes. Really good stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah. I lost this one. My intellectual superior. I think we've had enough talk. For now.
When you see these lights, you are being threatened with murder. They are telling you to pull over, and if you don't, they will keep following you. And if you attempt to lose them, they will chase you down. And if you continue to disobey, they will use force. And if you attempt to defend yourself, they will escalate the violence. And if you are able to fight them off, they will murder you, like they've done thousands of times before.
Fucking bullshit!
See how our expressions are kind of the same? My expression is that way because I can't believe that I have that expression to something like that. Oops. This is, we're live, pal. Only I'm going to record this. It says at the bottom, more Americans are killed by police than terrorists. That's absolutely true. I see this, and this looks like something that if it were to come across my Facebook feed, I would thumb it up. Or if it came across Instagram, I would like it. I'd probably even post it to my story or something. And I made this picture the catalyst for this entire video that we are about to delve into. All of that is absolutely true. And I saw it, and I remember thinking, well, just pull over then. I mean, my God, if you don't want all of this horrible stuff to happen, just pull over. And that's absolutely not the point. It's not the point. Just obeying, doing what you're told by another human being who is given the power to tell you what to do and to even, yes, take your life justifiably in their eyes by their definition. Oh my, I just, like, these things didn't occur to me because I was so busy defending the police. And the idea that they even exist to me, this is how far off of the boot that I am today. The fact that the police even exist and are given the authority to kill other human beings to take their lives because somebody else said that they can, because we have a system of laws. I just cannot wrap my head around it, and I reflexively dislike any police force, any tool of the state that is used to suck up revenue, to keep people in line, any of that. I am completely 100% against. I do not defend the police. I will never defend the police. I will not buy your arguments of everybody hates the police until they need them. That's bunk. That's bogus. That's bullshit. That's where I stand today. And as you will see back in 2014, the summer of 2014, that is most decidedly not where I stood.
Brr.
Fucking bullshit!
None of that was bullshit, though. Yeah, but okay.
This might seem a little out there, but I have an idea. If you want to avoid all that stuff, the chases, the tasings, the bullets flying over your head and going through your windshield and then sometimes embedding themselves in your body, you could pull over. Doesn't that seem like you could avoid all that kind of stuff by just pulling over? These are the extreme things anarchists have to resort to advocate their cause. You know? And it's that way with a lot of special interest groups and movements and all that kind of stuff.
Movements.
Now, bear in mind, this particular photo came from the Facebook of somebody who believes that police are his slaves, who believes that he shouldn't have to pay taxes, who believes that a cop has no right to pull him over and impose their laws upon him because he has his own laws. And if he...
I don't remember which Facebook I got this from. I don't remember who this person was. So I'm choosing to focus on this information rather than trying to rack my brain. Like, oh my God, who was it? I'm just going to pretend like this is the first time that I'm ever hearing of this person.
He can't impose his own laws upon other people and imprison them and arrest them and that kind of stuff. Why should a cop be able to do it to him? Yeah, that kind of person actually exists. Now, I respect anarchists to a point. I respect that they are going against the grain, so to speak. They are trying to buck the system, trying to shake things up a little bit. And I like it when people do that. Within reason. These guys are not within reason, okay? This is the circle of reason right here.
Oh, yeah, just...
This is the middle of the circle of reason. These guys are...
visual aid.
somewhere over here, down
Very
here,
helpful
somewhere.
visual aid,
These
John.
guys, you anarchists out there, I notice how you're still living here, okay? I was called a slave one time by an...
Oh, yeah. This is going to get good. Because that comment came from somebody who left. Oh, dear.
anarchist. I was called a slave to the system because I had the balls to tell him that I'm perfectly okay with having a police force in this country. And he called me a slave. Which is odd because this particular person was living in this country, paying taxes, wasn't in jail, so obviously he was following most of the laws, wasn't in jail, so obviously he was paying his taxes, didn't have the IRS after him. And yet he's not a slave at all. Oh, that's right, you're just an unwilling slave. Pissing and moaning and whining and groveling about all these laws and these cops and the traffic laws and all this kind of stuff. You know what? Kiss my ass. You anarchist. Kiss my ass. Just shut up. Okay? Here's a hint, okay, for you anarchists out there spewing this crap on your Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
About how we don't need cops. About how all
meat
cops
and
are going to
potatoes,
the power at
I'm
one
sure.
point about the government. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody fucking cares. Because you're not going to get what you want. Because it's not feasible. This lawless, permissive, independent, exempt society with no government, no police, no tax, it ain't happening. Ever. There ain't a spot in this fucking world where you're gonna get it. Maybe some remote.
Only that's not an argument to be against any form of anarchy. There are plenty of things. We all have such a very, very short time on this planet, right? Even if you live 100 years on a cosmic scale, 100 years is like it's like a fleck of dandruff. We have such a short amount of time. And to be lucky enough to live in a window of time in the future where society has decided that maybe this whole government and police force thing is kind of the problem. Maybe democracy is overrated and we should go more communal. To be that lucky, you know, that's for them, and I hope that they reflect on their luck if things like that do get implemented in the future, because capitalism ain't working, democracy ain't working, at least indirect democracy ain't working. All of these things that the human beings have implemented to try to keep harmony, to try to keep peace, have led to almost anything but. I got crap in my eye. So to say that they can't be implemented now is absolutely not a reason to be against. It's not a rational reason to be against it because of the uncertainty of the future. You can predict that an anarchist regime could take over somewhere. That doesn't make much sense. I can't. You could predict that within the next 20 years even, which is reasonable for a 30-year-old person to think they'll be alive in 20 years. You can even say it would take 20 years to happen, and you could still shit on it and go, oh, yeah, 20 years. We'll still have 20 years of end-stage capitalism to live through. You could still shit on it, but what I'm trying to highlight is the absurdity of what I'm doing here, saying that it can't ever exist. It's not a system that could ever work, so therefore you shouldn't try to raise awareness for it, or you shouldn't educate yourself about it. I'm just trying to debunk something on the basis that it probably won't ever exist. And it's just not right because of the uncertainty of the future. You don't know. I don't know. And even if it takes 60, 70, 80 years to get to this system of living that I am now more open to, so what? We won't be able to reap the rewards, but the people who were at the forefront, were at the vanguard, they'll be remembered, and people like me making videos like this will be flushed down the toilet. And with good cause.
Location somewhere, and when you find it, go there. Fucking go there. Because we don't need to keep hearing this shit. Okay?
I love the person's edit said, I said, we don't need to keep hearing this shit. And he said, but you like the state's bullshit, clearly. Oh, I saw that one. BRM car. I saw that one and that stung. But you know what? I'm trying to make up for it.
Some of you have good intentions, I'm aware. You want to end corruption. You want to end cop corruption. You want to end government corruption. What makes you fucking think that your society wouldn't be corrupt? Your society would be filled with human beings.
These aren't
With
arguments.
Human beings' power, eventually one of them will take advantage of it, take advantage of others, pervert that power, use that power for their own interests. Your society would be no exception at all. The people you put in place to govern your little society, the people you put in place to police your little society, they have just as much of a propensity to pervert their power as anybody else in this society. You think because they have...
I absolutely understand what I'm doing here, just as I'm sure it's clear to anybody else. God, I was insufferable. Jesus Christ, I was insufferable, wasn't I? Just before I go into it. The human element. you put a bunch of humans together, even if you give them their communist, anarchist, stateless utopia, there are still going to be a few bad actors who want power, because I'm trying to make it's in human nature to want to grab power and rule over people. And again, I don't think that argument can be made logically. Again, because of uncertainty. You don't know again, it's something that I can't know, and here I am using it as a basis. It's fallacious for me to be thinking like this, and it's painful to watch. You don't know for a fact, if you get a group of people together, that one of them is going to try to, push their way to the top and create authoritarianism, or try to, bring more for themselves when they're supposed to be spreading it amongst the community. I'm making the argument that all of these things are just going to break down into chaos because of humans, and you can't trust humans. And you could, if you had the system for long enough and enough people were born into this system, and enough people understood that this system was better for everybody, you could have a sustainable stateless system for a long, 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 long time. A peaceful stateless system, as long as there wasn't an outside actor, like probably the United States, trying to ruffle things up and throw democracy into the mix. It could exist. I think that a society like this could absolutely exist. And here I'm so convinced it couldn't, because I'm trying to be all cynical and cool, and I don't know what crowd I'm playing to here. I couldn't reasonably expect it to think that even half of my subscribers at this point could get the first shit about what I'm saying, and then the other half who sees the shit that I'm saying, it's just total bullshit. It's like, this was just wasted time. But at least I have this time to go over it, I suppose.
Have these same ideals, they won't turn bad, they won't turn evil. You think people won't break laws? You think people won't steal, kill, rape?
I don't think anybody who's in favor of any anarchy system thinks that there wouldn't be people who try to do that, but they could police that. But they don't necessarily have to have police, people in uniform with guns and tasers and nightsticks and all sorts of less than lethal options. They could find ways to handle it with, instead of a police force, you could have something like a mediator, or a social worker, or somebody who understands people and humans on a level higher than, if they don't do what I say, just I'm going to beat them or shoot them. People who have empathy, who have feeling.
Mug, break into cars. No, they'll still do all that shit because they're fucking human beings. I don't care what their ideology is. You have this utopian mindset, and the rest of us, we're slaves. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you.
But they're right. We're wage slaves.
You're still abiding by these laws that you don't. Oh, I don't like it. Tough shit. Tough titty. You don't like it. Oh, fucking well. And I'm not one of those guys that says love it or leave it, because I certainly don't love this country.
But close enough.
But if you are really that upset that you have cops pulling you over for breaking traffic laws and all that kind of stuff, if you're really that upset with our government, then just save up all your money, save up all you can to get out. That's my idea, but it's not because I want anarchy. It's not because I want anarchy, because anarchy doesn't exist.
You know how many times I have been told by somebody, oh, well, just leave. And here I am, thinking that I'm any better than those people who are making a bogus argument that you have to love everything unconditionally or else you leave it. So my argument here is that if you don't like these things that are happening, and you want to fight for this change so badly, just go away, because we, and I don't know who this appointed we is, I guess me and the few people who agree with me don't want to hear it, so leave. How am I any better? How am I any better than these love it or leave it dickwads that I railed against for so many years? When I'm telling people who want a different system of governing, who basically want a new order of things to make things more equitable, I'm telling them to go try their fantasy somewhere else. Old Man John. That's what this is. Old Man John. Again. Ugh.
Okay? There's a reason that the word anarchy is used with a negative connotation all the fucking time, because
that person, they have it exactly right. There is a reason why the word anarchy is used with a negative connotation, because of the state, because the state wants you to think of it in a negative manner, because they don't want that, because it takes their power, it takes their money, it takes their influence away from them. So, of course, yes, this person is dead on because of the state. Anarchy is given a negative connotation. But let's see what my reason 7 years ago was.
anarchy is anarchy. It's chaos. It would not work. Period. And if you live by your own system of laws and you think police have no right to govern your life, or at least, I shouldn't say govern your life.
I'm saying police have no right to govern your life in like an aw, damn it tone of voice. In a way as if I'm saying, like, just relax. Let the boot caress your mouth. Just open wide. And lick that boot. Ugh, excuse me. Lick that boot clean. It'll go down oh so good. Oh, Jesus Christ.
If you don't think police have the right to impose laws upon you, laws that are made by lawmakers, laws that are made by these states that everybody else has to follow, then go out there and break them. Okay? Go out there and weave in and out of traffic. You know, go out there and be a reckless driver. Go break every speed limit you possibly can. Like the Vandal song Anarchy Burger says, go into the deli and urinate on the cheese. Go piss on every wall you can. Go defecate in every alley you possibly can, okay? Go punch people randomly. You know what's going to happen? You're going to go to fucking jail. And you're going to fucking deserve it. Because that's what happens in this society. We put the bad people away. Now, I know it...
Pro jail. Who is this person? It's not me. It apparently is me. Looks like me, but it's not me. What argument am I trying to make? Yeah, go out there. Break the law, do crimes, and you'll face the consequences. Yeah, that's how it's always been. But to treat all of these crimes, to just call these people bad people because they are doing these crimes, and to not understand why they're doing the crimes, is exactly the mentality of the conservatives that I used to bash over and over again, even during this time frame, 2014. It's exactly the same mind frame. I'm trying to be these people, and at the same time I'm trying not to be these people, but I'm basically making their arguments in these videos, and I'm not realizing it. Oh, gee.
It's not a perfect system, okay? I'm aware that some innocent people go to jail, okay? I am aware that there are corrupt people in the police system. I'm aware that there are corrupt people in the government. I'm not a complete fucking sheep. I'm not a mindless drone.
Oh, I'm not a sheep. I'm aware that there are, some corrupt people in government and some corrupt cops, just, fucking all of them, but, yeah, just, why did anybody listen to me?
Enough to know that your society wouldn't be so spotless either. Wouldn't be so clean
Already said that.
either.
Okay.
I'm also smart enough to know that it ain't gonna fucking happen.
Already said that.
So you need to just shut the fuck up and get with it. Continue to advocate. No, I'm all for you advocating for, policies and laws and.
How rebellious of me! How anti-establishment! How against the grain of me to say, just get with it. Drop your convictions because they're unable to be. Just get with it. Just be everybody else. Be a Democrat. Go vote for Joe Biden. Go vote for the Democrat. Get with it. That's what I'm saying. Oh. Get with it.
Things that end oppression for everybody, that end oppression from government, that end oppression from police and all that kind of stuff. I'm all for that. But to say that getting rid of all the rules is going to fix everything? Come on. Put yourself in that position. Think about this. Think, McFly. Think. No laws, no tax, no nothing. Okay, fine. You're on your fucking own. And you're perfectly happy. Oh, there go the doors to all the jails. They're just open now. And out come, as George Carlin said, out come our old friends, the ones who've been away
George
for a while.
George Carlin wouldn't like this.
Camp.
Shut up.
And while some of them will be grateful for this opportunity, for freedom, and will probably reform, most of them will see that there are no cops around to put them back in the place where they belonged in the first place, and they will create chaos. And while you're holed up...
So now bringing more emotional shit into my argument. So as if everybody just stopped paying, even if like 10 people stopped paying their taxes as some sort of anarchy protest, the doors of all the jails and mental institutions and would not fly open. Even if 1,000 people just stopped, there's funding still in place. I should know this, being the intelligent being that I claim to be here, but I conveniently forget it so I can continue to make this horseshit point.
Up in your house with all of your anarchy buddies and all of the 6'7" people, prisoners, that's what I was looking for, when they're banging at your door wanting to get in to get some supplies and whatnot, you're going to be, no, it's not going to work, okay? It won't work. You have this utopian idea, and it's all nice and good, it's good on paper, but it's not going to work. You're doing nothing to...
Listening to pro-anarchy commentators and reading things about communism, socialism, just all the things in general that I've taken in since I made this video. None of them. And I'm not a single solitary one of these people have presented their ideas as if they are a utopia. Maybe I saw one person on Facebook before this video go, this will be a utopia. I doubt it, but even in that case, why am I framing it like this? Because I'm trying to convince you, the viewer, of a position that I cannot defend. That's why.
Change anything? You're saying nothing to change anything. To me, I just see a bunch of people who are pissed off because they have to follow rules that somebody else made. They want to live their own lives. Well, you know what? When I go out on my daily commute,
that was me
I
growing
don't feel
up.
very oppressed. I can go to the restaurant. I can go to the grocery store. I can go to the porn shop. Okay? I can go do this and this and this and that, and I don't have cops harassing me. But if I happen to break one of the traffic laws, I might just get pulled over and I might just get a ticket, and I'm okay with that because I'm living here. And what's the alternative? There is none. And especially because none of you are going to have an alternative. So
So there's no alternative. We're going to be stuck with the two-party system. I mean, sure, you could vote your conscience and vote for a third party or just write in Ronald McDonald or something as a protest. You have a choice. We're stuck with this system. So that means that you should not entertain the notion of... See, that... Oh, there are only so many ways that I can say how awful that is, that I'm spreading this idea that, oh, it can't be done, so you may as well just fall in line. It can't be done, ignoring the fact that it probably could be done sometime in our lifetimes or soon thereafter. Just because it can't be done, even if the overwhelming evidence says it can't be done, why not think about it? Why not learn about it? Why not just try to gain the knowledge just so that you have it, so that you know something else, something better than what we've been living under for all these years, however long you've been alive, the whole system. There are better things, so why not learn about them? Only somebody who wants to keep you enslaved, wants to keep you unquestioning of the world around you, would say the kind of things that I'm saying in this video, and I can't see that. It's right there in my face, and I eventually did see that because I deleted the video. It's really hard to watch, folks. It really is.
Perfectly okay. I don't feel oppressed. There are certain groups of people in this country that continue to be oppressed, and that sucks. But I don't think you need to be an anarchist to advocate for them. I don't think you have to buy into the entire idea of anarchy to advocate for them.
The entire idea of anarchy,
so,
as if it's just this simple concept.
So stupid. I was an anarchist at one point. Like the song says, I was a teenage anarchist. But something glorious happened one day when I realized that...
I went into Hot Topic one day when I was 15 years old. I saw a bracelet with studs, and it had the anarchist symbol on it, and it was red and black, and I love red and black, and I thought it was the fucking coolest thing in the world. That is the extent of my anarchist portfolio, if you will. That's about it. At least up to this point. I had a bracelet that said anarchy on it. I was 15 or 16 years old. I was not an anarchist at one point. More bullshit.
You know, all these rules I was breaking, you know, talking out of turn, running down the hall screaming, fuck everything, fuck you all. You know, pulling my penis out in the middle of class. You know, I realized something after getting all these detentions and expulsions and write-ups and Saturday schools. I realized something. It's not fucking worth it! These perfectly reasonable rules that are set forth, I can just follow them and get the fuck out.
Just because you see a rule as reasonable does not mean, and even if the majority of people see a rule as reasonable, that is not an argument for its existence. It's not a rational argument for its existence, or a law for that matter. These things should be flexible because you're seeing before you with your very eyes right here that people can change their minds. People can gather information, gather evidence, and form new opinions over time. And that's why things should be flexible. And that's why systems of government should be flexible. That's why societies should be flexible, not rigid and stiff and stuck in idiotic ways of thinking like this. I'm just going to get this over with. 7 seconds.
Basically what I'm trying to say is, I grew up.
I'm not exactly sure how to end this video. I've already talked for, 30 minutes, and the things that I disagree with and the reasons I gave are pretty evident. All I will say further is don't let anybody talk you out of your political beliefs or the way that you believe a government should be run, unless those ways include bigotry and racism and excluding certain people. Then absolutely let people talk you down. But Not talk down to you, but talk you down. That's what I meant. Don't mix my words up. But what I was doing here, telling people who had beliefs that could never see the light of day, beliefs that, ideas for a society that could just never exist in our lifetimes. That kind of talk is exactly what leads people to become robots in the Democrat versus Republican show that the United States has going on. Ideas should be exchanged freely, even if you are pro system of government that you probably won't ever be able to live under in your lifetime. Don't listen to people like 2014 me, like 2014 Undertaker Freak 1127, who thought he knew everything. Keep learning, keep exploring, keep challenging yourself, keep challenging authority. This guy here, for some reason, didn't want you to. This guy over here was a bootlicker. Don't lick boot, lick book. I should put that on a bumper sticker. Don't lick book, not boot. Yes. But yeah, that's essentially the conclusion of this video. Is that if somebody tells you that your ideas are a little bit too wild, as long as they're not discriminatory and bigoted, then don't listen to them. Just keep fighting the good fight. And that's kind of where I am now at almost 31 years of age. I live in Europe now, so I have to, I'm forced to see government and politics in a different way. So my case, obviously, very different. But I think everybody should relook at systems of government and should not just rest on the laurels of, oh, this has been the system of government for 200 plus years and it's the best and look how much we've tried to spread it around the world, and it could just be fucking overrated. Really fucking overrated. That's our show. Next time I will, who knows, because I don't think that far ahead anymore. Could be the marijuana. I don't know. Have a good day, folks.